Welcome to Terror at Collinwood. It's Penny Dreadful, and I am looking forward to bringing you today's episode featuring the writer of the Curse of Dark Shadows graphic novel, Craig Hurd-McKenney, who's going to tell us all about the Kickstarter that's going on right now for the special edition of the book. But before we get to the show, I want to remind you that the TeePublic store for Terror at Collinwood has all kinds of groovy shirts available, including the new cartoon Terror at Collinwood t-shirts designed by my friend Eric Marshall. They are wonderful, and here, if you're looking at the YouTube version of this, you can see illustrious writer and Terror at Collinwood guest Laramie Dean sporting his cool Terror at Collinwood t-shirt featuring the Hanna-Barbera-esque versions of Barnabas Quentin as a werewolf and Angelique. You can grab yours as well if you hop on over to the Penny Dreadful the 13th TeePublic shop. There's also the version of the shirt with Barnabas, Julia, and Willie, and there's a Barnabas holding up his cane with a lightning bolt coming down. There's another version without the lightning bolt. Terror at Collinwood title is on the back of the shirt, so make sure you grab your Terror at Collinwood t-shirt. Of course, the classic designs are also available. The logo for the show and the Collinwood version of the logo that's also cartoon-esque, so you can grab those. The link is in the show notes, as always. I also have to say that I had a great time at the Lyndhurst Dark Shadows weekend. I saw so many friends, made so many new friends. It was a great time, so many laughs. I went with my friend Erin, and she met everybody there for the first time. She's just been recently getting into Dark Shadows. She just finished 1795, and she had a blast. The meet and greet, the panel was so cool. Catherine Lee Scott was there. Donna McKechnie was there. Sharon Smith was there. Marie Wallace, and surprise guest Matthew Hall, the son of Sam and Grayson Hall, and writer for the 1991 Dark Shadows series. Jim Pearson was there. Unfortunately, David Hennessy couldn't make it. There was a shipping delay with his restaurant business that prevented him from coming, but I was honored to facilitate a Zoom chat between Catherine and David, and I was able to record that and put that together for the event. It was played on a loop during the signings, and if you want to check it out, I did post it over on the Terror at Collinwood YouTube channel. I just recently posted it. You can jump on over there and check out the David Hennessy and Catherine Lee Scott chat. It's about 13-ish minutes long, and it's really fun. It's a really great conversation between the two of them where Catherine asks him some questions, and he shares some previously unheard stories about his time on Dark Shadows, so definitely check that out. And by the way, in the meet and greet panels, Jim Pearson announced that there will be a West Coast Dark Shadows 60th anniversary event planned for the summer, so mark your calendars. Hopefully we'll hear the exact date soon. In addition, Catherine at those meet and greet panels also announced a special book that she is doing with award-winning screenwriter and Terror at Collinwood guest John Logan. It is Dark Shadows Legacy. She announced that at the meet and greet panels, so that's a very exciting and special thing that is coming for the 60th anniversary of the show. So a couple of big announcements were made. Jim also hinted at a few other things during those meet and greets that were coming. He didn't explicitly say yet what they are, but he did tease some interesting things. So I recommend going to Guy Haynes's Bellaro Guy YouTube channel and watching the panels because he's been posting them, so you can check those out there. And with that said, let's get to the show. Welcome to the strange and unsettling world of Terror at Collinwood. 'Tis I, Penny Dreadful, and I am very excited because I am joined today by comics creator Craig Hurd-McKenney, who is returning to the podcast. He is, of course, the writer behind the upcoming Curse of Dark Shadows graphic novel coming from Hermes Press very soon. Craig, welcome back.
And this time you can see me, everybody.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's always a pleasure. I love the show. I love to talk with you. So I'm so grateful to have a second chat.
Thanks, Craig. And for those who are listening to the audio version of this, you can jump on over to YouTube and see Craig's snazzy background with a leopard hanging out behind him here.
Like and
Very,
subscribe.
very cool. Is that a hint that an upcoming graphic novel will be based on Cat People by Val Lewton? Ooh.
One never knows, does it? Inspiration strikes where it will.
You never know. You never know. We're actually getting together here to talk about the Kickstarter that just launched for The Curse of Dark Shadows, and this is for the special edition version of the book, correct?
That is absolutely correct. Um, when we started talking about doing the book, it's gone through this. We're a couple years in now. So when we first started talking about it, it was always just going to be a soft cover. And when the book landed at Hermes, Dan really wanted to do something special for the fans, um, give some options for what the book could look like. So the Kickstarter allows for a really beautiful hardcover. For those of you that own the Dark Shadows collections, the Gold Key collections that Dan has done, will be very similar to those, and you've seen the quality of those. So yeah, a lovely hardcover edition. You can get the softcover edition, which will be available to everybody later on down the line. But this campaign is the only place that you will be able to get the hardcover edition.
Okay, great. And that has a special dust jacket on it, and
There are three,
three.
one, two, three dust jackets that you can get. And they're all amazing covers by artists who are friends of mine. The cover that most everyone has seen with Barnabas, that's by my buddy Nathan Uten. You can get a slip cover for your hardcover that is also that image. You can get a slip cover of the original cover that we did for our free comic book day issue, which is now the prologue to Curse of Dark Shadows. That's by Jock, the artist who did the interior of Curse of Dark Shadows. And the third slip cover that you can get is called Purple Barnabas in the Kickstarter. And that one is by my buddy Noah Bailey. And it features Barnabas looking away from Carolyn and young Carolyn looking into a mirror and older Carolyn looking back at her. So those are the three slipcovers you can get for your hardcover edition when you back through the Kickstarter.
Great. I did look through, I saw the different pledge levels and different rewards that you can get for the various pledge levels. So, and that's how Kickstarter works. And it's
Yeah,
if it hits the goal, it goes through and that stuff gets made. Whereas if it doesn't hit the goal, it doesn't, you don't get charged and it doesn't happen, which is
correct.
unfortunate. The soft cover will still happen. That will still be the standard edition of the book will be available in stores and online, etc. Correct?
Yes, thank you
Okay.
for asking that because I know that because of how we all understand Kickstarter to work, it probably scared some people who thought, oh no, like if this doesn't hit its goal, then the book isn't going to happen. What's happening? The book is still going to happen. This is just Hermes Press's way of offering everybody some great add-ons and tiers. Um, I know that one of them you can get all of the vintage pulp novels,
Yes.
every single one of them, all 32 plus the new graphic novel. There is a signed copy of the collected newspaper strips, and that's signed by Laura Parker. There's the
Um,
best
uh,
of. Oh, please go ahead. I'm
no,
sorry.
I'm looking at it right now. Is
Oh, yes.
You got to get the standard edition pledge for $20, Curse of Dark Shadows paperback.
Mhm.
And then if we go on Curse of Dark Shadows slash Best of Original Series bundle, which includes Flexbound, the best 12 best stories from Gold Key Comics for
Mhm.
65. Continue on Curse of Dark Shadows complete Gold Key 1 bundle, which includes Curse of Dark Shadows trade paperback and complete Gold Key Comics Volume 1. And then continuing on, Curse of Dark Shadows, Purple Barnabas, as you mentioned. That's for
Yeah.
$75. That's a limited edition graphic novel with a Virgin limited edition with a dust cover, hardcover. Includes the original graphic novel containing classic characters from the cult television show with supplemental material, includes an original art plate. And then go on, Curse of Dark Shadows, limited Virgin limited edition with a dust jacket, hardcover, color, includes original graphic novel with an art plate, Curse of Dark Shadows / newspaper strips bundle for 75, Curse of Dark Shadows library DS library signed for $1,000, and that's the one where you get the original graphic novel plus you get the complete paperback library with signed issues. So that's pretty cool.
I'll say
Curse,
two things about what you just read, just to maybe help people kind of keep
yeah,
things fresh in their mind. When they say virgin cover, it just means that they've removed the trade dress from it. So there's no text, it's just the image. And so for folks who are art lovers and they don't want the text uglying up the cover of their Dark Shadows graphic novel, those are there for you.
right.
The other thing is the original art plates that Jock has done. Jock has done 75 of them.
Wow.
I asked him last night, what's sort of the percentage of the breakdown, would you say, between Barnabas, Carolyn, and David? And it's about 80% Barnabas, 15% Carolyn, 5% David.
Gotcha.
You don't get to select which one you get, but that's kind of the breakdown. And it was really important for me to ensure that we had Carolyn and David in the mix of the original art pieces that we were offering. As you know, and you've talked about this with many of your guests on the show, Gold Key never really had anybody else on the covers besides Barnabas.
Yeah.
And even with the Dynamite series in the 2010s, uh, we never had another character on the cover besides Barnabas, and I
Yeah.
really wanted to change that.
Yeah. Quentin made a couple covers, but it was
Yes,
with
yes,
Barnabas was there too. I think there was one where I don't know if Barnabas is the one. Should I have it up there? Can't really see it. Oh
I
no,
should have brought
Barnabas is
them.
there. Barnabas
Yeah.
Quentin with the chair flipping out with Barnabas is there too. But yes, yeah, you had it was always like a Barnabas cover, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's great. And there are a couple more tiers here that are available. There's as you said, the signed newspaper strips bundle with the trade paperback of Curse of Dark Shadows and the Curse of Dark Shadows complete Gold Key 1 through 5 bundle. So you get all the Gold Key
All of the
art.
Gold Key comics in their 5 individual volumes.
Yep.
You get the whole run.
Plus the trade paperback
Yep.
with that. And then Curse of Dark
Drawn by
Shadows.
Joe Cerna,
Uh-huh.
who, for fans of comics, he also designed the look for Martian Manhunter at DC
Oh,
Comics.
yes. Yep. Joe Serta, that's right.
Yep.
Curse of Dark Shadows paperback library bundle for 300. And this is, I guess, one that doesn't have the signed books, regular editions of books 1 through 32. And then that's it for the different pledges, which is a lot. There are a lot of options there. But if you just want the graphic novel itself, you can get they're affordable pledge levels there for those who may not want to get or already have
For sure.
for those who already have like the gold key and all of that. You can
Yeah.
just get
We're grateful if you just want to get the trade
yeah.
paperback for $20. Like,
And yep. And I'll
that's
show the 3 covers too,
oh, for
Craig.
sure.
So
Thank you. That's
in the
great.
video version, so you could see. And of course, I'll put a link in the show notes to the Kickstarter. It's right now, as of this recording, and we're close. We're
Yes.
$4,507. So less than $500 to go to hit the goal on that. So maybe by the time I post this, we will have hit the goal. So,
Yes.
but if you want to get the hardcover, and I'm sure those are going to become collector's items down the road because they're limited
There
editions.
are a limited number of them that will be offered, yes. And once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah, I really like the different options that are offered here. When you order these, can you pick the cover that you want? Because I'm not sure about that. I'm
I
trying to.
believe that it is set up so that you can select the cover you would like.
I
Yes.
see. I'm not sure which one I picked when I donated.
Um,
I
there's
I like
the,
this. I want to get the second one, but I'm not sure if that's what
I
would.
will make sure you we'll get it sorted. I'll make sure
Thank
you
you.
get the right
Thank you.
one.
Ah, thanks. Uh,
Um, yes, so this is where it may be helpful for people to kind of understand how the tiers are set up. They're using this language of the cover names that may be a little confusing. So if you want Purple Barnabas, then you want Curse of Dark Shadows Purple Barnabas limited edition. If you want Barnabas limited edition is the original cover that everyone has seen.
okay.
Dark Barnabas is the one that has Carolyn and the students. That's by Jock, who did the
I
interiors
see.
for the book. And then Purple Barnabas is the one that's by Noah that has Carolyn and Barnabas kind of separated by time and a mirror.
Okay, I see. Yep. Okay, yep, I'm see. And underneath each of them, there's like a little text
There is
that,
a little description. So
yeah,
if there's one that you really like, make sure that you read the subtext so that when you place your order on the tiers, you're getting the right one that you truly want.
yeah. I think I did it. I think I did it wrong.
I mean,
Because I was so excited to order it that I was like, I gotta get it. So
worst case scenario, Jock has the original artwork, and I will be seeing him this week for San Diego Comic-Con, and I will make sure that you get that one.
yeah, that is a cool print. It's like Barnabas looming over.
Oh, it
Uh,
won't be a print. I'm gonna get you the original.
oh, thanks. Oh, the original. Oh my God. What? What? Wow, thanks.
I gotta
So
bribe you so you keep having me back on.
no, no bribes needed. No bribes needed. Because I'm sure if this, let's talk about this if you can,
Yes, please.
because if this graphic novel does well, uh, in terms of sales and interest from the fan base, this could be the first in a series of graphic novels, correct? Are we
Yes.
able to talk about that at all?
Yes, I think it's very, I think we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Um, as we talked about privately, everyone is kind of watching to see what fan interest will be. And this is one of those moments where I think people were concerned that it wasn't going to reach stores. It will reach stores, but there's this other part that they're wanting to see that the fans will support new content. And so that's why I'm encouraging everyone, even if you just want the softcover $20 edition, now is the time to jump in. The books will be distributed, but it really is about showing that there is an interest and a support for new material. And whether or not these ever see the light of day, it has been hugely helpful for me to write. Um, I can safely say two and book three are completed. Um, I feel very good about where those drafts currently stand. And then the idea for book four popped into my head about 2.5 weeks ago, again, fueled by everything that's happening around us. And I'm very excited by what that kind of offers us in terms of taking the characters to some new territory.
Cool. And we talked about this, and just to be clear, that if this does well, then we will get a continuing series of this story. Whereas if
Yeah,
it
that
does
is my
not,
hope.
if it does not, this could be it. It could just be one and done kind of a thing. Gotcha.
Yep, yep.
Which would be
You
a
know,
really terrible place to end on that cliffhanger. Because I
I
read it
mean,
and
you know where it ends, so that
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah, yes,
this is the thing that I really want to encourage people about because you've read it, so you know that it takes a lot of twists and turns that we have not talked about yet, and we're
yes,
not going to talk about
no,
until the book is widely distributed. But I promise you that is the way that it keeps going from book to book to book. And you and I have
oh,
kind of talked about what the rough plans are
yeah,
for two and three. We have not talked about four yet, but I'm excited to
yeah,
talk to you about it. Um, and so it's there's a lot of territory, there's a lot of mileage left in these characters. And I know that the audience is there for it. As you and I have talked about before, streaming shows us that younger people are attaching themselves to the show. We're in a Discord that is mostly young people. Um, and we
yes,
have our
yeah.
the longtime fans too. So there is an audience for this show to keep going. I mean,
Well,
it is the creative DNA of almost every single universe that we see in popular culture
yeah.
today.
And it was really cool. Just to add to that, I
Yeah,
just got back from Lyndhurst at the Dark Shadows weekend, and there were
yeah,
loads of people there. It was a big turnout for that. And it was really great to see fans all hanging out together, intermingling, and talking about their passion for Dark Shadows. And it's fun
yes.
hearing people talk about it through their own lenses as growing up, but also just generationally and kind of hearing different perspectives on things. And uh,
That's also why it was so important for me in this book that we have an intergenerational cast. That is soap opera 101. You
mm,
have to have the different generations
yeah,
interacting and kind of bringing bits and pieces out of the different characters in their interactions.
yeah,
So, we have Barnabas, David, and Carolyn, and then we have the new students who
yeah.
are kind of our point of view characters. And we'll see a few more townsfolk in there too.
Well,
But we won't talk about that
I
just
want
yet.
to talk a little bit about that, just for those who may not have listened to the episode that where we did talk about the story a little bit without giving any spoilers. But uh, I mean, I felt it had overtones of The Haunting of Hill House, which I really loved Shirley Jackson. So that was really cool to have that element in there. And it is set in the present day, so you
Mhm,
do have Carolyn and David today now,
mhm.
and they are the masters of Collinwood. And it's and you have Barnabas coming back into the picture, and as you said in the episode you were in, he's a vampire,
Yes.
still, so he's still the same Barnabas, so sort of the same, same age. Although I will say the artwork, it's a I know some fan. This is the one thing I've seen fans talking about because they don't know the story yet, but they have seen some of the artwork, and it is very stylized. It does remind me of like Mike Mignola kind of Hellboy
Yes.
art,
Yes.
that kind of vibe to it. Which, if you like Mike Mignola, that's kind of what it's
Yes.
stylized.
Yes.
So it's not like on model like likenesses and things like that, but it's
Yes.
its own animal. But to be fair, Gold Key was not exactly on model all the time either. So I mean, Joe sort of, he was a very talented guy, but he was, was churning out those Gold Key comics. But I mean, this is a different, totally kind of different
Yeah. I
field
very
to
much
it.
appreciate that. I very much appreciate that concern, and I don't want to
Yeah,
just dismiss it out of hand.
yeah,
Because we have come to know these characters through the show. Um, but when it came time to kind of offer a new chapter, I did want it to be stylized. I did want it to feel a little different because we should feel a little um, like what's happening? We're re-entering this world and we haven't been here for a while. And no one is unrecognizable. Like you're able to figure out who's who
yeah.
very quickly.
Barnabas has the pointy bangs, so
Yes,
so
yes.
and the black.
And listen, we went through probably 15 different iterations of Barnabas.
Yeah,
Um,
really, wow.
yeah, some of those will be we have a like making of section in the back of Curse of Dark Shadows, and you'll be able to see some of the iterations of Barnabas that we went through there.
Yeah,
And Jock is the type of artist who like he'll even come up with some random ones just to kind of see what it feels like to be doing it in a very different way. And I was like, whoa, that's too
yeah,
far. Jim was like, we can't do that one. And I was like,
yeah.
no, no, we're good, we're good. That's just
Okay,
his play. That's his
yeah,
working through it.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I hope that people will embrace the stylized look of things because I think it needed it. I mean, and the show itself was stylized back
yes.
in the
Oh
day.
yeah,
It did not look like other soap operas, so why would this graphic novel look like any other
yeah.
book that's out there?
Good point. Yeah, the show had a very unique look to it. Even the
Yeah.
gel lighting, and
Yes.
the guy liner, and with part with a lot of the guy characters. Just like they just, it was kind of an exaggerated kind of a feel to it. So
Yep.
uh yeah, and the other thing, you're talking about the story, like I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but it is set in the present, and but there are a lot of deep cut references to lore from the show and things from the past that happened during the show that have an effect in the present day that they're dealing with. So there is stuff that you pulled in from a lot of stuff from the show canon into the mix, which was really cool. So people will see a lot of that and get the references and things like that. Now, can we talk about the dossier? Is that
I
can
think
we?
we can talk about that. I don't
Yeah,
think there's anything secret. Well, there's maybe one little secret in there,
yeah,
but I just won't talk about that page.
yeah. But because I don't think we talked about that last time.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
let's. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that's an additional cool thing that's part of this graphic novel. And I want to know, is this going to be in the standard edition as well, or
It's in all of the editions.
great,
So you'll,
great.
you'll get it whichever edition you purchase.
Okay.
I so very early on in the writing process, like this story just it and this very rarely happens to me, but I could see the story beginning to end almost immediately. And I knew that we were not going to be able to cover all of the characters that everyone might want to see. Um, if stylizing the characters is a problem, not featuring people's favorite characters is going to be an even bigger problem. And to reintroduce something to both the established audience and new readers, I just knew we were not going to be able to cram, 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 cram. We've seen lots of large tentpole films, reboots of things try to do too much too fast, and it sort of impacts the quality of what you're able to get out of it. So I wanted to make sure that we were able to feature characters that people love outside of this story and to get different artists' interpretations of those characters from folks that I know and admire their work and have worked with before. So it is written in the voice, the dossier is written in the voice of Carolyn. This is not a spoiler. We establish in like the first 4 pages of the book that she's digitized everything in Collinwood. So um, there's no more hunting through like brick walls and the attics and boxes of whatever. Like they can type in a name and it will bring up an entry of whoever this ghost might be.
And she studied
Or
with Stokes, like in the Sam Hall article,
yes,
so she has
yes,
become an
yes.
expert on the paranormal.
I loved that idea, and I
Yeah,
felt like we had to have a Stokes-esque character, and who better than Carolyn for that? And
yeah.
I love that about her. So yes, she's giving us this sort of professional history. It's very subjective. It's not written objectively. She weighs in on her thoughts
Oh
about
yes, yeah, she
this.
does, which
Um,
is great. Yeah.
but so it was a great way to feature characters that I just knew we were not going to be able to cover, and some of them I will say are maybe hints of things to come.
Okay. Oh, cool, cool. Okay, yeah. So there
So
there are a lot of characters.
get out your magnifying glasses when you're looking through the dossier
Yeah, the
section.
dossier features a lot of characters from the show that were not in the actual story, but get a rundown from Carolyn's perspective about what she
Mhm.
thinks of them and their powers and what, a little bit of their history and that sort of thing, and where they
Yeah,
stand now. Like have not seen them in years or whatever, things like that.
yeah, or they're
So
dead or
yeah,
uh, missing in action.
missing in action, yes, but I expect them to return anytime. We're
Yes.
prepared for their return, and there are like ways to combat them if they do come back and things like that. So that's
Yeah.
really cool. I love that kind of stuff. That's like
I
very,
will I will safely say, because I've already said this, that
yeah,
Nicholas Blair is one of the dossier entries,
yes,
and that image of Nicholas
I
is done
love that.
by Nathan Uten, who did the
Okay,
cover of
yeah,
the book. And Nathan's mom was a huge Dark Shadows fan, so it's this Nicholas dossier image is kind of like a love letter from him to
uh,
his mom, and I just think it's all the dossier pieces I love, but that one is really really special, and I think people are going to dig it. It
yeah.
really captures the essence of Nicholas.
I think that's my favorite one, actually. It's really, really cool. So yeah, so that's really exciting. And then we have coming up as of this recording, I don't, this might be posted while it's going on, but we have San Diego Comic-Con coming up, and you're going to be part of a panel devoted to Curse of Dark Shadows and Hermes Press. And can you talk a little bit about the panel and when it is and who will be there and what will be discussed,
For
etc.
sure. So, Hermes has an annual panel, And this year they wanted to commit to the upcoming 60th anniversary of Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
So it's the sort of coming out party for Curse of Dark Shadows. I will be there, and Jock is flying up from Argentina to be there all weekend with me as well. We'll be signing at the Hermes table, but in particular for the panel, that'll be Friday afternoon from 3 to 4 p.m. in room 32AB, which is on the upper level of the convention center. In addition to Jock and myself being on the panel, we'll have Dan, the publisher of Hermes. Jim Pearson will be joining us, and then joining us remotely will be Catherine Lee Scott.
Great. Fantastic. I'm really excited to see a Dark Shadows focused panel at Comic-Con because we need that. That is the kind of thing we need to have, and it's exciting that you're part of this in a big way, obviously, as the creator behind the comic, and that
Yes.
Jock is going to be there too, and it's dedicated to a new Dark Shadows upcoming product. So if listeners, if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con, please attend the panel and show support for Dark Shadows and for Craig and Hermes Press because this is a big deal that Dark Shadows is going to have a presence at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Will the
Jock
book?
is also, I'll just add really quickly,
Yeah,
at the Hermes table when we're signing, uh, Jock does artwork. Like he will
yeah.
draw the little comic on the comic backing boards. He will make illustrations for folks, and he will take requests for Dark Shadows characters. He will take requests for other characters. Like Jock is such an amazing person. Like he really wants everyone to have a great experience at a show.
Yeah.
So if you come by, you may get a piece of artwork, and if you buy a book, you will for sure get an illustration in your copy if you'll be at San Diego.
So the books will be available
That
at
is
Comic-Con.
that is my understanding as of the last update, the last shipping update, that we will have them in time for San Diego.
The standard
So,
editions.
so fingers crossed, yes, the
Yes.
standard edition will be available at San Diego.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Great, great. So you can go ideally, you can go to the panel and pick up your book at Comic-Con if you're there. When will this be hitting online and stores then?
So my comics career started with me doing self-publishing. And the older that I have gotten and the busier that I've gotten, um, I love the idea of turning the publishing over to somebody else.
Yeah.
So I wish I had answers to those questions, but I don't have them right now because I'm just not part of those conversations at this point. I
Okay.
know the Kickstarter says that fulfillment will take place in October of 2025. So I'm imagining that distribution to stores would likely take place around that time as well.
Okay. So
It,
so those who go to Comic-Con will have it way earlier than those who
yes.
don't.
And
Aha.
I know that's kind of a like sore subject because yes, it's an expensive show and it's
That's
it's hard
cool
to get
though.
to.
It's a great
Uh,
incentive to go. Yeah.
yeah. And I apologize. I wish that everyone could come, but yeah, it is a benefit that you'll have it months early. Now, please don't spoil it. Let's please keep the mystery alive once you've
Yeah,
read it.
good luck with that.
I don't know. Maybe it will encourage people. Maybe if
Yeah,
there are spoilers, it will encourage
maybe,
people.
maybe so, maybe so. And you mentioned a signing, and you're going to be doing several
Yes,
signings actually at Comic-Con. You
yes,
wanna you
yes,
wanna
yes.
talk about those as well?
I will gladly give my rundown. So Wednesday night is preview night. I'm doing a signing at the Prism booth, which is a nonprofit that focuses on LGBTQI comics creators. That'll be my first
Uh-huh.
signing, and then I'll spend the rest of the evening with Hermes Press on Wednesday night. They're at table 1821 to 1823. Um, I suppose I should say Prism is table 2144. On Thursday, we have signings. Jock and I have signings with Hermes at table 1821 to 1823 from 11 to 12, 2 to 3, and 4 to 5. Friday, Jock and I will be signing at the Hermes table 1821 to 1823 from 11 to 12 and 2 to 3. That's going to be followed by the Dark Shadows panel from 3 to 4, like we said. That'll be in room 32AB on the upper level. After that panel, we'll be at the Hermes table because we want people to come back and be able to ask questions and talk with us. That'll be from 4 to 5. I will also be signing my psychological sci-fi horror graphic novel Station Grand that Noah Bailey, who did the Purple Barnabas cover, did the art for at the Oni booth, which is booth 1829.
Okay.
Saturday, we have, the list just keeps going, right?
That's great. Yeah.
Saturday, we have Hermes signings at 11 to 12 and 2 to 3. And then I am doing the Out in Comics panel, this is the 38th year that they have been doing this panel. And here's a little fun fact. 30 years ago, for the 8th iteration, I sat in the audience as a fan. And so to come back and be on the panel 30 years later, talking about Dark Shadows and talking about the other books that I'm working on is a huge thrill for me. I'm so excited and honored to be a part of that panel. It means a lot to me, as I know it means a lot to other LGBTQ folks out there. So I hope you'll join us for that.
Great.
And then Sunday, we've got a Hermes signing from 11 to 12. I'll be back at the Oni table, which is 1829 from 12 to 1, signing Station Grand. And then before I go to the airport to leave San Diego to come home to my dogs, I'll be signing one last time at the Hermes table from 2 to 3 p.m.
Great.
So lots of chances to come by and talk to me and Jock. Lots of chances to come by and get some original artwork, to get the softcover book of Curse of Dark Shadows. And I just, like, I can't encourage you all enough that take advantage of the Kickstarter while you can. Again, you don't have to buy the really expensive version. I know that finances are tight right now for everyone. But I want to encourage you to show the support for the property. Early performance is what a lot of companies look at. And so we want to make sure that everyone is really happy with how things are going, so that we get to do more and that Dark Shadows gets more new content. Because I know I have the stories. I think they're good. Danielle,
Yeah.
you've read them, so you know a little bit about where things are going.
Yes, I read the first one. I really can't wait for the second one too, because you did some really cool stuff in that second one that I think fans are going to be very excited to see in that second one.
Yes.
I can't say too much. I will say one
I
name.
don't want you to.
But I say one name that
Say
isn't
one name. I know. Yeah.
Elizabeth. I'm going to say Elizabeth. That's the only name I'll say. Is
Yeah.
that okay to say that
That's
name?
okay. That's
It.
okay.
Is that okay? That's not too much of a spoiler, right?
I'll even go one step further and I'll give a name for book 3,
Okay, go ahead.
Maggie.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So some interesting focuses in these different, but a lot of characters that come into play as
Yes.
well, and history that you never saw in the show, like some backstory stuff. I mean, of course, Big Finish also did similar things. You know,
Yes.
they had their own stories as well. So, but this is a whole new storyline set in it. It's not the Big Finish continuity.
Right.
It's set in the
And,
present,
and
but
we talked a little bit about this the last time I
yeah,
was on. I did not want to invalidate anything that anybody loves. Everything has happened. The novels happened. The Big Finish audios happened. Uh,
Lara's novels, Lara Parker's were
yes,
in the present
the
too. So
Dynamite comics happened. The Tim Burton film happened. To me, it's all parallel time.
yeah, I shouldn't
So
say Lara's novels were in the present. They were like after the show, I should say. They weren't like
yeah,
today.
they in the
Yeah.
present at the time they were written, right?
Honestly, you know what? Even the Big Finish were kind of set in the 80s, right? So they were 70s and 80s. They weren't
Mm,
even today. Like this one is
yeah,
set like
that's a good
now,
point.
like right now, today. So the internet exists and things like that. And yeah, so there are things that exist now that are referenced, but are not like, you know, It doesn't alter the feel at all, though. It's just kind of like still, okay, we've incorporated this. Like the show had telephones, and we talked about this last time. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
the show had telephones. Telephones existed. So just kind of in the same way. So
And maybe the phones don't work in the house.
maybe not. Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe
So
the house has thoughts of its own about
the
what's happening
the
inside of
house definitely has thoughts. It seems to have thoughts of its own.
it.
I picked up on that. And this is the Kickstarter. It's going to be going on. It ends. Where is the end date for this Kickstarter? Let me
I
just check.
believe we have somewhere roughly around 24 days left.
24 days left. So we still it's going to go into August.
Yeah.
So you're a little less than a month you have to pledge on this. And I will put a link, of course, in the show notes. So check the show notes. If you're checking on YouTube, watching this on YouTube, look at the video description. I will have the link there as well. If you're listening to the audio feeds, if you open up the description of the episode, I have links there, and there will be a link to the Kickstarter there, so you can click right on through. If you listen on the Terror at Collinwood website directly, I will have the link there too. So you will have multiple options through this podcast to access the Kickstarter. So, and you
I'll
can
also
check
give
out
a
different tiers.
I'll also give a shout out to the conversation that Jock and I recorded last night that we did on Instagram Live. That's on my Instagram page, which is at Headshake.
Great.
Um, I know for people that may feel like the art is a little too stylized, I think that conversation that he and I had last night is really important just to see how much care and love went into the project and how much of it is the way that Jock and I, in this moment in time of our working together, are delivering something that I feel is like exponentially ahead of where we were before.
Yeah.
You talked about it a little bit earlier with some of like the grease on the camera lens and the sort of visual tricks that they were able to do with video, which you're not able to do in graphic novels. And we had to problem solve some major things. And that last page, that cliffhanger that you're talking about,
Yeah.
is one of the things that we really had to get right. And just the two of us could not have gotten it right separately. And I'm very thrilled to have him on this project. And I think it's helpful to hear him in his own words talk about what went into the project for him. So I
Great.
really encourage people to watch that reel.
Great. And I'll put a link to your Instagram page in the show notes as well so that people can jump right on over there, follow you on Instagram, and also check out the that live stream archive because I have not had a chance yet to watch it, but I look forward to checking that out too. So, folks, now's your chance, especially if you want the special edition of the book. And you can also donate $20 for just the regular edition. You can get it that way through the Kickstarter. It is close to hitting the goal, but it's still almost $500 away. But I'm not worried with a month, almost a month to go. I'm sure the Dark Shadows fans always come through. We are a passionate lot, you
And a
included, me
good lot
included.
too. And a good lot too.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm not, I have no doubt this is going to happen. But hopefully this will also help boost the signal for that and make it easy to access that Kickstarter. Also, if anybody's listening and is going to San Diego Comic-Con, first of all, I'm jealous because I wish I could be at San Diego Comic-Con this year. I haven't been there in a few years, and I would have loved to have gone to a Dark Shadows panel with Craig on it and Jock and Jim Pearson and Dan Herman and Catherine over Zoom. So that's going to be Friday at 3 p.m. 32AB is the room in the upper level of the San Diego Convention Center. And the book will be available. That is the plan. With a book
Barring any snafus.
snafu's. Jock will do artwork for you. There'll be prints there too. And in
Yes.
addition, Hermes has a table that those tables there, 1821 to 1823, and they're going to have a whole bunch of the other Hermes product available at the table. I'm sure, especially including the new Paper Dolls book, I am sure will be there. I don't know if Samantha Lomusio is going to be there, the artist for that. Maybe she'll be there too. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be great. I don't know. That would be amazing.
I'm not sure, but I'm sure they'll have that there. That's a new item from Hermes, and I'm sure they'll have some of their gold.
The coloring book will be there for sure. I know.
Coloring book. There you go. So the newspaper. I'm sure newspaper strips will be there. So you can.
Yeah, Dan told me that they are doing a new printing of the newspaper strips.
Oh, great.
So if you've been without the newspaper strips, they may have those on hand as well.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I have an episode planned for that one with our mutual friend Rich Handley and Jeff Thompson, Dr. Jeff Thompson. So
oh my gosh.
He's an expert on those strips. So
I'm great people.
Planning that down the road, maybe in the fall. Lots of cool stuff. Craig, best of luck to you with Curse of Dark Shadows and the impending release, and I can't wait to see how fans react to it. I may do an episode where I get fans to send in their thoughts on it via audio clips, and I haven't done one of those in a long time where I string together audio clips where people give their own reviews of what they think about the comic, and I may put that together as an episode. So we shall see down the road there on that. So be sure to support the Kickstarter. Be sure to pick up a copy of Curse of Dark Shadows. If you're at Comic-Con, go see Craig. Go get your comic book. Go to the panel for sure. I want to hear all about it because I'm not going to be there. So I want a convention report. If you're there, send me a convention.
I'll text you.
Yes, please do. And with that said, thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to the podcast too. It's 100% free. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can subscribe via your favorite podcast app. Please like and comment as well. So thank you so much for listening and take care. And for as long as they lived, the dark shadows never truly vanished, for there will always be terror at Collinwood. Terror at Collinwood is a Penny Dreadful production.